Dear students, welcome to the Geography series. I have great pleasure in inviting your valued attention to this episode dealing with mineral resources. In my last episode, I have discussed about the distribution, utilization and conservation of energy resources. This episode is planned with following submodules. 1. Mineral resources defined. 2. Types of mineral resources. 3. The role of mineral resources in economic development. 4. Environmental effects of extracting and using mineral resources. And finally, conservation of mineral resources. Mineral resources are defined as follows. A mineral is a naturally occurring solid chemical substance that is formed through geological process and that has a characteristics. It has chemical composition and a highly ordered atomic structure. It has specific physical properties. By comparison, a rock is an aggregate of minerals and do not have a specific chemical composition. Minerals range in a composition from pure elements and simple salts to a very complex silicates with thousands of known forms. Minerals are one of the important non-renewable natural resources. In general, a nation's economy depends upon the mineral wealth it possesses. In the following section, a detailed account of a mineral resources, their uses, methods of exploitation, and the environmental effects of extracting and using them have been discussed in detail. Classification of minerals. The wide variety of minerals that have been explored by man for general and commercial purpose to satisfy his needs are classified into the following groups. 1. Industrial metallic minerals. Example, iron ore. Ferroalloy metallic minerals. Example, manganese, chromium, cobalt, nickel. Precious metallic minerals, gold, silver and platinum. Non-metallic minerals, salt and tin, potash, asbestos and sulfur. Power minerals, mineral fuels, example, coal, petroleum and natural gas, which are non-metallic minerals derived from vegetable remains. Other mineral resources are uranium. Types of mineral resources. Mineral resources are classified into metallic minerals, non-metallic minerals and mineral fuels. Now let us discuss about the metallic mineral resources. The first and foremost one is iron ore. Iron is the commonest element. Nearly 5% of the earth's crust is iron, but the ores must contain at least 30 to 40% of the metal for commercial exploitation. Iron is never found in a pure state. It contains varying amounts of silica, lime, sulfur, phosphorus and other materials. Iron ore is a ferrous metal and according to iron content, it can be divided into magnetic, which contains 72.4% iron content, hematite 70% iron content, limonite 60% iron content and fourth siderite 48% iron content. USA, Canada, Russia, Sweden, France, Britain, Germany, Spain, Norway, Finland, Austria, China, India, Australia are the important producer of iron ore. The second one is copper. Copper is a soft brown metal found almost solely in igneous and metamorphic rocks. Most copper ores are sulfides. It is another important metal for industry. It is used for the manufacture of electrical wires, equipments, brass, etc. Because of its high conductivity, it is used in electrical engineering industry for making wires, parts in electrical motors, transformers, generators, radio, TV and other electrical appliances. It is used for the manufacture of wires, cables, fittings and parts of automobile, armaments and machineries. Copper is alloyable with other metals and is used to produce new compounds: tin with copper, bronze, copper with zinc, brass, copper with nickel and zinc, nickel, silver used for making coins. USA, Canada, CIS, Sweden, Germany, Spain, Norway, Mongolia, Zambia, Australia, Chile, Peru are the main producer of copper in the world. Next is aluminium. Bauxite is the important ore of aluminium. Aluminium is the most abundant metal, making up to some 8% of the Earth's crust. It is obtained from the ore known as bauxite, which contains about 25% of the metal. It is light, cheap, tough metal with high conductivity of electricity and great malleability. It has a very high resistance to corrosion. It is used for manufacturing aircraft, automobiles, rail wagons, coaches, ships, machinery and domestic appliances, electrical cables and other uses in electrical industry. USA, CIS, France, Hungary, India, Australia and Jamaica are the chief producer of aluminium. Zinc. It is used for coating iron and steel as a protective shield for the metals. It is alloyable. Copper with zinc, brass is used for kitchen utensils, ornamental wares, buttons, etc. It is also used in automobile and locomotive industries. Zinc is also used for manufacture of paints, collapsible tubes, dry batteries, mouth organ plated, boiler plates, cartridges, hardware, etc. CIS, Poland, Italy, Spain, Greece, Germany, Sweden, Finland, Japan, Zambia, Australia, Mexico and Peru are the important producers. Next is silver. Silver is the lustrous white metal. It has resistance to corrosion, but it transitions when it comes into contact with sulfur or sulfurous fumes, traces of which are always found in the air. It is very resistant to acetic acid. It is used as jewelry and fine house furnishing, in photography and for coating German silver. For medals and coins, metal is used. It is also used in electropainting, soldering for the manufacture of silver-lined steel tanks, and it is also used substitutes of copper in the electrical industry. USA, Canada, CIS, Mexico, Peru and Bolivia are the important producers. Next is gold. Gold is a precious metal having high metallic luster and attractive yellow-reddish color. It occurs in alluvial or placer deposits or as reefs. It is used for the manufacture of jewelry and also as gold tooth fillings, gold leaf, gold paints and in fountain pen nibs. Canada, USA, CIS, South Africa, Zambia, Australia, Philippines are the chief producer of gold. Next is other metallic minerals. Many other metallic minerals are vital to a country's economy. Chromium, nickel, cobalt, manganese, tungsten are all important in the steel industry. Most of these metals have other uses as well. Tin is used in solder and for plating steel in tin cans. Mercury is used in the barometer and electrical switches. Magnesium is used in aircraft. Titanium is used in aircraft. Chromium is a hard silvery metal with bluish tint and a metallic luster. Chromium increases the hardenability of steel if mixed along with nickel. CIS, Finland, Philippines, Turkey, India South Africa, Zimbabwe, Brazil are the important producers. Manganese. Manganese is used in making good quality steel. The addition of manganese makes the steel tough and hard, and it does not rust easily. It is also used in several chemical industries as an oxidizer in the preparation of bleaching powder. CIS, India, China, South Africa, Gabon, Ghana are the important producers. Mica. Mica is a transparent mineral found in most igneous rocks. There are several varieties and some are colored. Mica splits easily into thin plates. The chief use is an insulating material in electrical goods. USA is the largest producer. India, the finest mica is produced in the world. Norway, South Africa, Brazil, Canada are the other producers. The next is non-metallic minerals. These are generally inexpensive and are needed in large quantities for their exploitation. The important non-metallic minerals include gemstone. Gemstone is a precious stone such as diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and semi-precious stones such as garnet, topaz, zircon, spinel, etc. These are generally used for jewelry. Asbestos. It is a fibrous variety of the mineral called serpentine. The fibers of the mineral can be separated and woven into fireproof fabrics used for firefighters' clothes and also used in manufacturing of ceiling and sound insulation. Barite. Because of its high specific gravity, it is used to make heavy drilling mud to prevent oil gushes. Graphite. Graphite is used in foundries, lubricants, batteries and pencil lead. Sand gravel is used for the manufacture of concrete for construction purpose. Mineral fuels. This includes coal, which are of anthracite, bituminous, lignite and peat, and petroleum, crude oil, natural gas and petroleum. Coal is a solid black mineral made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen in varying proportion. In terms of fixed carbon, coals are classified into anthracite, more than 90% carbon content. It is used for city gas with coke as a byproduct. Bituminous coal, 42 to 83% carbon. Lignite coal, which contains 38% carbon, and peat is less than 38% of carbon content. USA, Canada, Europe, China, Japan, India, Pakistan, South Africa, Australia, Brazil are the chief producer. Petroleum. Petroleum is an inflammable mixture of oily hydrocarbons with very complex properties. 3 grades of crude oil according to gasoline yields are paraffin, highest yields, naphthenic base oil, intermediate yield, asphalt base oil, lowest yield. It is used for heating and lighting, lubricants for machinery and raw materials for many industries and fuel for automobiles, aeroplanes, etc. North America, Canada, CIS, Germany, Norway, Britain, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, China, Indonesia, Malaysia, India, Algeria, Australia, Mexico and Chile are the important producers. Exploitation of mineral resources. The exploitation of mineral resources depends on their occurrence as concentrations which render them economically viable. Such concentration reflect both crustal and denudation processes that promote the segregation. The important methods include open cast mining, underground mining and placer mining. The role of mineral resources in economic development. Economists now recognize that along with physical and human capital, environmental resources should be viewed as important economic assets which can be called natural capital. Three recent debates have emerged over the role of natural capital in economic development. First, as many ecological services are unique, does the environment have an essential role in sustaining human welfare? And if so, are special compensation rules required ensuring that future welfare is not worsened by natural capital depletion today? Second, the environmental curve hypothesis has fostered empirical estimations of an inverted U-shaped relationship between a variety of indicators of environmental pollution or resource depletion and the level of per capita income. Thus, the existence of EKC relationships suggests that environmental degradation will eventually decline with growth. Finally, recent economic theories and empirical evidences have questioned whether lower income economies that are endowed with abundant natural resources develop more rapidly than economies that are relatively resource poor. The other economic importance significance of mineral resources are minerals are vital to a modern industrialized country and to the standard of living of its people, have had an important impact on the social and economic development of a country, especially because of the importance of mineral exports to the country's economy. Mineral development depends on efficient and economical means of transportation. Railways, highways, waterways and airways which link the resources to domestic and foreign markets. In turn, materials for mineral development comprise a significant portion of the tonnage moved by the transport industry. From mining to marketing, the mineral industry provides much direct and indirect employment, stimulates a broad range of manufacturing and service industries, and through export sales makes a substantial positive contribution to balance of payments. Apart from large amounts of new investment, mineral development has also accounted for much railway constructions for new ports. Mining has helped attain one of the highest standards of living. Countries' mineral industries are dependent on a continuing supply of new ore discoveries. Minerals constitute one of the most valuable natural resources. They play a prominent role in our lives, and without them it would be impossible to maintain the present standards of living in most part of the civilized world. Man will go to any place on earth if the minerals have a high value. There is human habitations in far away places such as Alaska, Siberia and the Australian desert, where gold and silver have been found. Mining and quarrying have become important occupations of man in most countries of the world. Modern urbanization, industrialization, transportation and communication systems are the achievements of worldwide sustainable mineral resource development and their proper utilization in various sectors. Sustainable mineral resources have played and are still playing a vital role in shaping the modern civilized industrial world. This means that the sustainable socio-economic infrastructure of any country is an indication of its richness in natural resources, its technological know-how, its ability to explore and exploit mineral resources. Environmental effects of extracting and using mineral resources. In order to feed the rapidly growing industries, newer areas of mineral deposits have to be located and mined. Such continuous mining and related activities for several decades has substantially increased the number of mines and the quantity of the minerals that are mined. In several countries, unscientific mining resulted environmental problems. Water pollution due to washing or sliding of loose material from waste dumps, tailings, overburden, etc. into nearby watercourses. Land degradation due to large-scale removal of overburden and their dumping and sand subsidence. Deforestation due to felling of trees for the removal of minerals and construction of roads and for fuel. Disruption of water regime due to heavy downpours resulting in floods or diversion of streams. Conservation of mineral resources. Minerals constitute one of the most valuable natural resources. Without them, it would be impossible to maintain the present standard of living. Mineral resources are fundamental base for the economic growth and development of human society, but their withdrawal from their nature, mode of their use by human beings, and their disposal have enormous adverse effect on environment. So, that proper management of resources, both effective resources and resources out of place, may be made possible. Mishandlings and negligence of the upkeep of the mineral resources also can minimize extraction. Creating awareness among the communities about the importance, necessities of the mineral wealth. Mineral resources are those economic mineral concentrations that have undergone enough scrutiny to quantify their contained metal to a certain degree. None of these resources are ore because the economics of the mineral deposits may not have been fully evaluated. Political considerations over the security of supplies, environmental concerns related to global warming and sustainability are expected to move the world's energy consumption away from fossil fuels. The concept of peak oil shows that we have used about half of the available petroleum resources and predicts a decrease of production. Finally, to summarize the whole episode, its wisdom in utilizing those resources properly, the development activities of the nation. In development activities, countries of the developing world are generally far behind compared with countries in the developed world. This is mainly due to a lack of adequate natural resources, properly educated human resources, and good socio-economic conditions. Thank you for watching our program. In our next episode, we will be covering types and distribution of forests. Until then, goodbye.